Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. So let's start with what's new with Sustainable Green Team this month.
With Sustainable Green Team, we're planning we're envisioning an engagement in the Middle East where we give a visual representation to people who will come to COP28, which will be held in Dubai, of what can be done by the combination of the technology we bring and the capacity that SGTM brings. So we're planning to build out of coloured mulch in the desert a flag that people can fly in over and see from the air. And under that, we're planning to improve the soil using local waste incubated with our technology to grow water underneath the flag and grow plants through the flag, so people can, as they come in to prepare for COP28 over the next 12 months, they can learn what kind of leadership is in that region that has taken up this kind of technology to, at scale, improve the desert.
Mm-hmm. And then what about the event in Florida?
We were lucky enough to be invited by the management team of SGTM on the 15th and 16th of December to their inaugural global convention. So both Ken and I are featured speakers there, featured guests. What we hope to do is to broaden the relationships with all of the team and also to extend that knowledge transfer, the training component of which I am responsible all over the world.
And just talk about 2023. I mean, we're looking ahead to a new year. What are your goals, missions for next year? Maybe you could both weigh in on this.
Yeah, so the ultimate objective is to have an impact on 25% of the world's arable land. So to have a component that's adding the rebuilding of that much land. That's millions and millions and millions of acres. Not such an easy task. So in 2023, we want to build that capacity. We can do some of that here in the US. We'll do some in other parts of the world. Together with SGTM, that means we'll be collecting and securing feedstock to build the catalyst for soil in a number of locations all over the US. And then we'll be partnering with people who are users of that, so large agricultural producers and people who want to do a social responsibility or have a social responsibility impact on large areas of land. We're forming partnerships there. So 2023 looks very interesting.
One of the key elements for us as well is to expand into the retail area in the US. So we've already seen a big uptake in interest in home gardeners, in people growing small vegetable farms. Those people, those potential customers are very keen to get their hands on humus soil, and we are really keen to be able to get out there and help them learn how to use it.
So don't forget that the US is in drought in 2023. Almost the whole country. So a lot of the water that's left is being used by cities. So to the extent that every American can get the humus soil and mulch in their yard to prevent the water going out of their soil or their grass dying, for example, to the extent that that can happen, water can be diverted back to agriculture. It's a drought. We've got to think about that kind of thing. So in the Middle East, in the region in general, there are some available organic materials. One of them is human waste, biosolids. Another is food waste. In order to process those two elements safely, you also need a carbon-based, a fiber-based material to join with those in the safe processing of that material so that you can use it back in agriculture. So the intention is to help with that. We bring material that's already been processed, that's already had that process kick-started in it, and speed up the processing of those two huge waste volumes, millions and millions of tonnes of food waste, and millions of tonnes of biosolids that are currently sitting unused. So bringing them together with wood waste and carbon-based material, wood fibres from here that we've processed and carefully taken care of, putting that in the process means that's available for use in repairing soil in the region. So we've had the good fortune of visiting with the governments and representatives from various governments in a number of different countries in the region. I think it's no secret that there are numerous very well-intentioned programs to restore trees and vegetation in each of the countries in the region. We see that as real-world leadership. That we can talk about impacts in managing various things in policy, but a policy that says we want to actually rebuild the soil and rebuild the vegetation, that's a real thing. So there are some very strong leaders in the region that we want to deliver some success to and then feature their success.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
The Sustainable Green Team is a leading provider of environmentally conscious solutions in the arbor care, disposal, and recycling industry. We are a vertically integrated green manufacturer of green waste to usable product solutions. We recently partnered with VRM Biologic, which includes manufacturing and distribution rights for world-leading soil moisture technology, Humisoil, and XLR8 Bio. Find us on the OTCQX as the stock ticker SGTM. The time to invest in the future of sustainability is now for this generation and future generations.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. If we didn't have partnerships and trust, nothing would move forward. We like to get to know the core of the client. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
Coastal Capital is a lender to businesses, especially for equipment needs. And the company has been in business since 2007. And with me is Kortney Murray, the CEO of Coastal Capital. So great to have you back.
Jane, good to see you. Thank you.
So let's talk about, this has been a rough year economically. We've seen, of course, interest rates go up, inflation's gone up. I mean, how have you stayed ahead of the competition? How have you navigated all of that?
Sure. So Coastal Capital is a little bit different than traditional bank lending. Obviously, we are catered more to, actually, all to business. And so we look at a few different parts, such as the asset they're buying, how long they've been in business, the risk of the deal. So current interest rates really don't affect us all too much because it really is the story of the file before we underwrite. And one of the things that have kept us ahead of our competition is with manufacturing, backed up and things like that, we're able to offer some deferment payment options so people can still buy their asset before it's manufactured and brought in.
I see. Interesting. So you've got some flexibility.
We do.
And almost kind of a hedge against interest rates.
We do.
So that's fortunate for you. But the supply chain issues have been impacting your customers, it sounds like.
They have. And so one of the things that we've incorporated is we have started allowing private party sales, meaning if our client finds a piece of equipment that someone's selling, maybe they're selling their business, we're not always having to pay just the manufacturer. Now we can pay private parties.
I see.
And so it allows us to kind of stay ahead of the competition, allowing our customers to get that asset into production today instead of waiting the 6 months for it to be manufactured.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I'm sure they appreciate that as well. And there's probably quite a bit of that private sale.
There are.
With equipment, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a little bit more due diligence to do because we have to show ownership of the asset and things like that. We want to make sure that they're buying something that's not a lemon. And so we can work with auction houses now and things like that. So we're able to do a pre-approval so they can go to auction and find something that may work for them.
Yeah, interesting. So what's next for Coastal Capital?
We are actually growing and expanding. We have grown our office just kind of twofold. It's been amazing, but we are opening up our own little lines internally, and we're trying to help our customers not only gain the asset, but we want them to gain the exposure of marketing, such as, you know, maybe doing some additional advertising or billboard space. So we're adding this ancillary product to kind of stay ahead of the game.
Now, you're based in Florida. Do you operate nationwide?
We are nationwide, Jane, yeah.
Awesome. Great to get an update, Kortney. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. If we didn't have partnerships and trust, nothing would move forward. We like to get to know the core of the client. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
The Sustainable Green Team is a leading provider of environmentally conscious solutions in the arbor care, disposal, and recycling industry. We are a vertically integrated green manufacturer of green waste to usable product solutions. We recently partnered with VRM BioLogik, which includes manufacturing and distribution rights for world-leading soil moisture technology, Humisoil, and XLR8 Bio. Find us on the OTCQX as the stock ticker SGTM. The time to invest in the future of sustainability is now for this generation and future generations.
Hempacco is a hemp cigarette company that is looking to disrupt the tobacco industry, and they have a new joint venture to talk about as well. So with me is Sandro Piancone, the CEO of Hempacco, and also Dr. Stuart Titus, the chairman of the company, as well, chairman of the board. So tell me about your new joint venture. It's called Organipure, right?
Organipure. So we're very excited. We were here last time talking. We were talking about disrupting the trillion-dollar tobacco industry.
Trillion. It's hard to believe it's that big.
Right. So it's a worldwide number, and what we're trying to do, we believe the holy grail is taking the smell out of hemp and marijuana, cannabis. But in our scenario, it's hemp. So we did a joint venture with a company called High Sierra Technologies. And what we did is we formed a joint venture called Organipure. And this joint venture, we have the patent to take the smell out of hemp cigarettes.
Okay.
So very exciting.
Yeah, so does it work?
Well, so we were at the beginning, we hear a lot of things, and we said, does it really pass the smell test?
Yeah.
So we did what we're going to do with you. So this is what hemp, this is organic hemp from California.
So this is smelly, right? Okay, smells, yeah.
It smells very, so you can just imagine if you lit this outside, and this is the one with the new technology.
Okay, this is glass too, I got to be careful, right? Yeah, no, definitely is a different smell.
Yeah,
right.
So it takes the actual smell out of the hemp product, and so now there's no odor, and then what we can do is now with technology we have, which we license, we can put new terpenes back on there. So we actually have a tobacco smell that we can put on there. We also have different terpenes, we have flavors that we put back onto the smokable product.
Do you have a patent on that?
So HSTI does, High Sierra Technologies has a patent. It's a worldwide patent. And with our joint venture now, we have an exclusive worldwide joint venture to take this product worldwide.
So who invented this?
So the gentleman, he's a PhD, his name is Dr. Vince Lombardi.
That's his name?
That's his name, Dr. Vince Lombardi. You will not forget that.
Yeah.
He is based out of Reno. He's actually a professor at the University of Reno, and he is the CEO of High Sierra Technologies. And we met him about a year ago. We were fascinated with the technology, and we call it the Holy Grail of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so I mean, what are those things that can really make a difference in terms of sales? And Dr. Titus, do you have anything to chip in here on this?
Yes, for sure. Well, very exciting about this technology. I think it's going to be a total game changer for the industry. I mean, many people like the benefits of cannabis, but don't want to smoke during the day because it gets on their clothes and people know that they're smoking. But all of a sudden, if you can take the smell out, I believe this is going to increase the usability of cannabis.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting too because you walk around the streets and you'll smell cannabis in New York, but this is one way that, maybe you can get rid of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just think, we think of the possibilities. We do a lot of trade shows in Las Vegas. And so when you're in a casino, you can go ahead and light a cigarette, a Marlboro, and that's okay. But if you light a hemp cigarette, they will ask you to leave.
What?
And our hemp cigarettes are legal, but we understand, and they ask them to leave. Now with this new technology,
Yeah,
that
they
will
won't
happen.
even know. So what's your idea then to take it to market?
So our plan is just like in the cigarette industry where there's a red and a gold and a green for menthol. So we have our brands that we talked about, which are the Cheech and Chong brands, the Hemp Hop by Rick Ross, and the Real Stuff. We will have those same brands under this no odor technology. So some of the market likes the smell. The early adopters like the smell of cannabis. This will be an alternative to that. So you'll be able to get those great brands, those great flavors, but with a no smell technology.
Yeah, and then let's just talk real quick about, because hemp is legal. I mean, it was part of the 2018 Farm Bill. You're a publicly traded company here at the NASDAQ. I mean, I think a lot of people still get hemp and cannabis and stuff all mixed up. So can you explain?
We talk about that every day. It's education, education, educate. We're the first publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, hemp smokable company. It's legal. It's legal in all 50 states. We ship all over the world where hemp is legal. And so, yes, this should be just like any other product that you're outside and be able, but because of the smell, that's what sometimes causes the person to say, oh, that's cannabis.
To be confused by it, yeah. Anything final words on this, Dr.
Exactly. Well, certainly this is a great movement in America. We've seen a tremendous move with now the non-psychoactive forms of cannabis really taking tremendous hold. We have 64 million Americans who are regular CBD users, and certainly this is a great way to absorb that CBD more directly into the cardiopulmonary system, so you really get the tremendous benefit of CBD when you do the hemp smokables.
Now, is there like a health benefit, or like what, or is this more of a relaxation thing?
This is relaxation.
Okay.
So CBD is our products are another delivery vehicle for CBD. So you can take the tincture, put it underneath your tongue. You can take a gummy, or if you like to go outside or smoke with your friends, you can have one of our products and enjoy the benefits of smoking.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Great to be with you. Thank you again.
Do your employees use Zoom? Do your employees use Microsoft Teams? Professionals need enhanced security. Add Zerify's Defender for the only secure, zero-trust video conferencing protection. Your employees, clients, and patients deserve it.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Quantum computing is where scientists and engineers go when they need to solve the most complex and difficult problems. And with me is Hunter Gaylor with New to the Street, and also Bill McGann, who is the Chief Technology Officer at Quantum Computing Incorporated, to explain what the company is doing and quantum computing in general. And I'll kick things off, and then we can both kind of chip in here. So there's something you've got, Bill, Entropy Quantum Computer. So can you explain what that is, what kind of problems it may solve?
Sure, and thanks for allowing me to be here with you this morning. So yeah, entropy quantum computing is a new concept for quantum information processing. And unlike the typical architectures that people are developing and talking about today, which are using semiconducting, sort of superconducting pairs of electrons, or ion based formulations where they're building these pristine qubits, the systems that we're developing and designing are based on using the sources of what those systems would consider to be noise that they're trying to eliminate, and we're using them as a useful source of energy. So we're using the entropy of the environment to actually solve very complex quantum-based problems in the case of specific examples for constrained optimization. So examples would be very complex problems in supply chain, logistics, finance, even some of the areas of medical science where you are dealing with problems that contain lots of complex variables that have lots of interactions among them to build solutions to these problems that provide efficient answers to the world.
No, it's really incredible. And you spoke to a couple of the use cases, Bill, and one of them was finance. And there was a recent article that just came out about your company, which I found really incredible, that you're using your quantum systems with Rabobank for fraud detection. Can you talk to a little bit?
Sure. It's one of our first instances in the finance. We have a couple of others, but we've been working in partnering with them, going over what our technology can do in terms of their solutions. In the case of fraud detection, you're looking at very, very large sets of data that can either have a temporal base element to them, or they could have different sort of communities or clusters of observations. And because they can be connected in very complex ways, we can use our entropy quantum computer and even some offshoots of that in our quantum machine learning applications to try to identify these anomalous transactions that would be considered fraudulent. So it's a new area. Our technology is very powerful. We've done some good demonstrations of our capabilities, which has led to this relationship with Rabobank. Very excited to solve some of those problems.
And on that note, there are other companies in the quantum space. Can you talk about how you are different from these other quantum computing solutions? So what makes you valuable and unique?
Yeah, as I alluded to earlier, so one of the real unique features of our core technology is that because we're using the environment as a source of energy rather than treating it as a source of noise, our systems can be constructed and architected very simply. Namely, they can run at room temperature. They run at very low levels of power, so their size, weight, power, or so-called swap-C values are really efficient compared to the architectures that you are familiar with out there. The other thing that's really unique is that we can solve problems that are highly connected. So I alluded to the fact that real-world problems tend to have a lot of complexity in terms of the number of variables that can cause an effect or a result. And those variables interact with each other. Okay, so many of the other systems out there today are not able to efficiently connect or make all the interconnections among those variables and can only give partial solutions. And we work very well with complex, dense problems that are of a scale that is interesting to the world today, not 3 years from now.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Bill. Fascinating, and the applications, I mean, are really exciting too, I think, for the future.
It really seems like it's a game changer in the industry, and that's what's really exciting about this. Hopefully one day we can get an intro, because photonic, whatever.
Come visit us in our lab. We'll do a demo of all those things I talked to you about.
That's really incredible. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Do your employees use Zoom? Do your employees use Microsoft Teams? Professionals need enhanced security. Add Zerify's Defender for the only secure, zero-trust video conferencing protection. Your employees, clients, and patients deserve it.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome, everyone, to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Ghiai, the CEO of Sekur Private Data. Welcome, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Happy to be here. Hi, everyone.
All right, we've got a fun weekly hack for everyone. I don't know if you, our viewers, have seen this new Lensa filter. I've not done it because I've learned through you, Alain, through our conversations, don't do this kind of stuff. But everyone's posting these pictures of themselves in a form of a goddess or a warrior or some beautiful, and they are beautiful images that are created by AI. But what we're talking about today, the dangers of these beautiful images and what is really happening to our data. Whose hands are they getting into? So Alain, tell us what's going on with this Lensa app.
this Lenza app, which is pretty scary, and there's others as well now that I have heard that they essentially tell you, hey, take a photo, use this app, and it'll tell you how you're going to look like if you're 65, 70, 80, whatever, how you age, or 30, and essentially it entices people to use these applications, give your facial recognition, and it's a trap. So with SKUR, at least you have the privacy. You do pay for it because you have to pay $5-10 a month, maybe less. But at least you know that your data is secure and private, and we don't sell or lend it. It's against our rule. It's against the rules of Switzerland, where we're hosted, and it's against our culture and our DNA. So that's critical to know. So have your regular email, have your meta chat or whatever for jokes. But if you're doing conversation between families have groups too. They have group chat. So your entire activity is being monitored, by the way, on that. So don't use those free applications. Buy like a 4 license or something. Spend your $15-20 a month and you have privacy. So that's how you can change, yeah.
What a great Christmas or Hanukkah gift for the holidays, right? Securing someone this deal, because you're also giving a promo for our listeners, right?
Yes, so I'm going to do an exception, and I'm going to give a different promo code today because it's Christmas and we all deserve a bit of good news. It's been a rough year for everyone. So this is the first time I'm giving away this promo code. It's only valid for, if you sign up until the end of this year, because it will expire in January. I am giving 50% off, that's 50, to anybody who wants to buy monthly, yearly application, anything, and it's valid until January 1st. Let's make it January 2nd, 2023, because January 1st is the first day of the year and it's a holiday. So you get 50% off. Now, promo code is SEKUR50, SEKUR50. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, because it is Christmas and it's the religious holiday, I think, the most celebrated in the world. I think everybody can acknowledge that. And a Happy New Year and good health and prosperity for next year.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.